Though it is my earnest wish ever to temper justice with mercy, your persistent dedication to a life of crime is an abomination before God and man. I therefore sentence you to hang by the neck until you're dead, and may the Lord have mercy on your soul. Court is adjourned.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 176, and today we are talking about Sweeney Todd and the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
They are one and the same.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, they are. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew Meat Pie 86 the Toes Jimison.
Sorry. Oh, wait.
Did you say, was it Savvy?
It came out really weird, but it was supposed to be Savvy.
Oh,
that's the wrong Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
I have a clip of him actually sounding like Captain Jack, which is pretty funny.
Okay.
Chad, holy shit, I'm alive, Evans.
What?
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche?
Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening me. Galileo Figaro Magnifico. I'm just a poor assistant. Nobody loves me. It's just a poor assistant from a poor family. Spared its life from this monstrosity. Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go? Bismillah. No, we will not let you go. Let it go. Bismillah. We will not let you go.
I think it finishes the song, doesn't it?
Bismillah. We will not let you go. Let me go. Will not let you go.
Anyway, Chad.
Never let you go. Never let me go.
Wonder why we kicked you off the podcast.
No.
Ooh, I'm on the
like
three-eyed
Sirius.
raven, bitches.
It sounds like Sirius getting attacked by somebody. Oh, welcome back, buddy.
Are you sure you want me back?
No, not anymore.
No, we don't.
I didn't.
And Sam will sing to his weapons before killing Vector.
Sean Allred, I'll kill you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
I figured. Cool. That's it.
In actuality, I heard that he's actually been working on that for the past week.
Yes. That exact
He's
verse.
been practicing.
Oh, you mean the singing part? I thought you meant the killing part. I was confused.
Oh, you should have heard the original. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, was it rough?
That's what, just the way our
Words and
mother
music.
likes it.
Words and music don't go together, apparently.
Oh, well, that's a good thing you weren't in a music fraternity and were in a marching band and all that musical stuff.
I mouthed the words to all the songs.
I'm sure you did.
He really did. I
I
have videos.
carried an instrument.
Speaking of mouthing, Sweeney Todd, Demon Barber of Fleet Street, 2007's movie. We did this, mainly because, Chad, you were able to join us, and I wanted to do something that you wanted to do, and we're doing it, and we did it.
It's about damn time.
And poor Corny woke up at 4 a.m. to watch this last week.
Yeah.
And he's
So I guess he could probably still give us he didn't really give us a review. He did give us his top 3.
Yeah.
So we can participate in that way. But,
oh well.
But anyway, I'm kind of excited to talk about this because I've only ever seen this movie twice.
And Chad is here.
And Chad is here, which is also exciting and wonderful.
And different.
And it only required a sacrifice of a virgin, 2 adult bowls, and some gray...
Some ice cubes.
Two adult what?
Gray dust.
Yeah.
Oh,
green
that's
dust.
why it came out all ashy.
This is like the worst art of apothecariness ever. That's not the word. What's the word?
So you used ketchup instead of blood, and I came out a vegetarian.
Nice.
There you go.
And the virgin was like an actual person. It was like virgin olive oil. So
Yeah.
That's how it works.
anyway,
How could olive oil be a virgin?
I don't know.
She had Popeye's kid.
Yeah, right?
Oh, right, fair enough. Well, no, but she didn't have the kid. They found him. Remember, they
found the kid?
They found
Oh,
Sweet
that's,
Pea.
that's how I got my kids too.
She didn't birth him. I don't think she did. I thought he was adopted by both of them.
That was their child, wasn't it?
Ew, adopted
No.
child.
I don't think it was never. I don't think ever olive oil was ever the. I mean, it was the love interest, but not an actual like
I don't. But
they were
I,
thought it was his
married. Or
wife.
anything.
I still
No,
No. They
Because
were.
Bluto was always in there too.
Yeah,
It was always that awkward triangle thing. And then Wimpy came in, and he was like the fourth wheel on this.
Which one liked the hamburgers?
that was
It was
Wimpy.
Wimpy.
Okay.
I will give you.
Come on, watch a cartoon.
I will pay you.
That was actually a little before my time, was the Popeye stuff.
No, you were around when they were making that cartoon. Like I
Really?
remember watching those cartoons. Yeah,
Oh, I did not watch those cartoons then.
Oh yeah, the
They were-
Popeye.
they were-
Sorry, but their
for me.
cartoons involved like cave drawings.
Yeah, and fire flickering in the shadows make it look like a
That's how you got
lights that
to
are moving. Yeah.
I made flip.
perception.
What was that? Did Helena Bonham Carter decide to weigh in on our conversation?
I think so.
So as I was watching this film, I really liked the part when Harry Potter jumped out
Right.
and started singing, and then Voldemort just came in, and that was what we watched, right? Harry Potter.
It kind of felt like it at times.
Have you guys ever gone online and watched the Harry Potter musical
No,
on YouTube?
That's a thing.
Is that
It's
like
a thing.
Elmo the musical?
It's a thing, and
That's
one of the
not a
guys
musical
from
that I'm watching anymore.
Glee is one of the singers in it, and it's actually pretty good and
No.
quite funny.
Harry Potter, yeah.
That all sounds weird.
Go get the snitch. Go get the snitch.
Bitch.
Oh, Sean's a bitch. Go get the snitch.
So yeah, this
You can
movie.
hear all that and more on Harry Potter the Musical. Speaking of musicals,
Must be 18 years old.
Yeah, no kidding. Just like this movie, the Tim Burton directed film. I'm going to bring it back somehow. Tim Burton directed Sweeney Todd. So I know we've all seen this movie before this viewing. So it'll be interesting to see how many of you have seen it recently or not. So Andrew, if you will give us your initial thoughts, sir.
okay. Well, I thoroughly enjoy Sweeney Todd, and I own it and have seen it many times and contemplated showing it to my high school students on those days that I can't be at school for some reason or another, and had always restrained. And then I found out that the middle school teacher had already shown it to the middle school
The
kids.
middle school kid.
And I thought, oh my God.
Dear Lord.
But this was, like the year she retired, so she didn't have much to lose. So anyway,
Like edited, I guess?
but the movie itself, based
Great.
on, you want to know what it's about?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, tell
yeah,
us.
sure. Why don't you
Andrew.
do the thing?
Well, give me a damn minute.
Well, again, you've only had 24 hours to get this stuff figured out, so.
Okay.
Because, we were just waiting around here about 24 hours ago to find out. I'm just teasing. Go ahead.
Okay. The infamous story of Benjamin Barker, a.k.a. Sweeney Todd, who sets up a barber shop down in London, which is the basis for a sinister partnership with his fellow tenant, Mrs. Lovett, based on the hit Broadway musical.
Oh, thanks. Everything's better with that accent.
I know.
It's also based on a true story, isn't it?
No,
It is.
no,
No, actually.
no,
It is.
no. I don't
Yes.
care what you said. Your guy in London said it's not.
No, it's true.
No.
It's absolutely true.
What makes it true?
I had one of the pies.
What is, with a toe in it?
Oh, well,
It's on the internet.
Yeah, and the internet also said that's full of hokum, and that the original story for Sweeney Todd was written in a book
Listen,
in the
I don't
1800s.
have time for your fake news.
Yeah.
All right, Anderson Cooper.
So, not a real thing. Not a true story. That's okay.
You sure?
Well, we'll take your alternate facts and we'll take it under advisement. So, moving on.
This is as close to political as it's ever going to get on this podcast. So just calm yourselves. Assuming we don't all get nuked next week.
They can't reach us over here
again.
Well, yeah. I guess I'm probably safe down in Clemson. I guess I don't know about you people in North Carolina. That's
well, you are in Death Valley.
Yeah, that is worth bombing up there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I haven't had a lot of adult interactions recently.
It's fine, dude. It's fine. It's all fine. All right, cool. Andrew, you said your piece. Chad, I guess it's your turn.
Well,
right, Andrew, were you done? I guess you didn't actually go because you just did the read.
Not really, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. So
you don't show it to your kids, and you're done. All right.
But anyway, I do thoroughly enjoy the movie. I think the acting is great. I think the cast of Alice in Wonderland is wonderful. And glad they could get him for this film, too. I mean, literally, it's pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's any Tim Burton film. Just insert name here.
That's true. But I thought it was really well done. The first time I saw it, I didn't know what to expect because I'd never seen the musical or even heard the story. But I loved it from that moment and have loved it since. And I think that Johnny Depp did really well. Sacha Baron Cohen did really well. And Alan Rickman was phenomenal as usual.
As per the usual.
It was a little sad to see him for some reason. I was like,
it still kind of hurts.
He really needed a shave.
That's why the intro for the show was him talking, because it was, I enjoyed every moment of him.
Mm-hmm.
Sentencing a small child to death.
Yeah, but he did it with such care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was very nice about it. And may God have mercy on your soul.
Right. But it's just like,
he was concerned about the poor kid's soul.
We just got to make sure to know that this guy is truly a bad guy by, not only doing the kidnapping and the illegal incarceration, but also the whole, killing a little ginger boy.
I would have loved for him to have said,
that's a crime.
Yes, it is.
I would have loved for him to have said while he was in the barbershop in the chair, "No, use a spoon. It's dull. It'll hurt more, you twit."
Right.
Nice.
Always.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So yeah, that
okay.
it?
Done.
Oh,
Done.
Okay.
Chad, go.
I don't know if it was just my recording of it, but I honestly had a very hard time to hear the singing part. All of the background music or the accompaniment was extremely loud. Was that just my recording? Did y'all notice this at all?
That's how Sondheim wanted it.
I don't know.
No,
I mean, like,
okay, it was probably just my recording. But
did you watch it through Netflix or did you watch it on like your movie or whatever?
No, I have the Divid.
So like on Netflix, and I think it's probably because I'm using a not very expensive sound bar in our house.
We get it. You are a sound guy. Sorry, that was funnier in my head. I'm sorry.
The term is sound horror. That's funnier.
Yeah. What I was saying is I don't have a very expensive sound bar in our house because I haven't had a chance to hook up the surround in the new house. So like almost all of the movies that I watch, I have to hold the remote in my hand and crank up for volume for dialogue and then down for, explosions and things. And this is the same way with this movie. It's like, oh, they're talking, crank it up. Oh, they're singing, be quiet. So, yeah.
Anyway, like what Andrew said, I actually the first time that I saw this was with my students. Never actually had seen it. I mean, maybe I did preview it. I don't remember. That's been years and years and years ago. Back when I was a poor beginning teacher in a very small,
When you were a young warthog?
young and carefree, and didn't know any better than to show a very, very gruesome and gory musical to high school students.
Lots of
But anyway, I from the first time I saw it, I thought it was magnificent. I really did appreciate the overall darkness of the film, of the musical itself. Johnny Depp, phenomenal actor, awesome. Love the haircut, love the hairdo, the little white thing.
The skunk. Yeah,
good stuff. Helena Bonham Carter, hell of a cook.
Yeah.
Try the priest.
Would that be an appropriate time to tell someone to get their feet off the table, though?
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Very good, sir.
Although I don't know, when the movie first came out, it was really close to when Borat was popular. So, like, all I could see, when Sacha Bowen, whatever his face, when he came out, all I saw was Borat.
Right.
And I was expecting something along the lines of, "It was the Pope, and it was very nice." So, but anyway, I really liked it. The part of it that really bothered me, though, is that why did what's her face? I don't know why she got carried off to was it an insane asylum? Was it
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was a loony bin. But back in those days, it was like super creepy. Oh, here's all these girls and boys I can do things to and with, kind of, and get away with it and have government fund it.
Ah.
So governmental health care. Sorry.
You took it away from me.
I'm done.
But yeah, I didn't really see the twist coming towards the end with him actually killing his own wife.
Right.
I didn't see that coming. And I was like, oh, snap. And then he just kind of threw her into the oven. That was fun.
Right. Let's just get all the spoilers and the horrible parts out of the way.
There's actually a fan theory that says that he had that plan the entire time.
Really? To kill his
I just
wife?
made that up, but it sounded good.
Oh.
A fan theory about a play that's based on a thing that's it's funny. I like it. I love fan theories.
I'm finished now. I will now sit in silence for the next 20 minutes.
No, don't do that, Sam.
That's what people expect, I guess.
Well, normally I used to take a nap at this point, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, your job was done.
So, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. All right. I actually, the first time I saw this was at Chad's house in Elkin. And I remember starting this movie at like 11 o'clock at night and not being able to understand a single word they were saying. In fact, I think we ended up putting the subtitles on.
We did. I remember now.
Because we couldn't hear or understand what they were doing. And with that said and done, this is the second time I've seen it, and I don't know if I'm going to be the bad guy on this one, but I don't like this musical. I'm not a real big fan of this type of musical, where it's more opera than musical, where most of the dialogue is sung, and like some of other of Sondheim's musicals, it's he has certain themes, but they aren't separate songs. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just not a fan of that. Like Into the Woods, if I had to pick one, I'd like Into the Woods better, only because there are certain songs that I like in there. but it all runs together in this. And if I have to listen to him sing to Joanna one more time, I was gonna shoot at myself. I don't like this musical. It's interesting in terms of how he kills people, dumps them into the sewers, and then she cooks them up. I thought even the first time I saw it, when he ends up killing his wife, I thought that was more of a, hey, looky here, than it was any kind of story. I don't know if it was the singing. Johnny Depp, I just didn't buy him as a powerful singer, and I don't know if it would have changed if it was somebody else. And then again, there's always the Tim Burton thing where I love the look of Tim Burton's films, but a lot of times I don't like the way he tells the stories. So I guess I'm going to be the bad guy tonight, because it just doesn't hit me as something fun to watch, or something I'd watch again.
All right. Hey, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
So this is the only second time I've seen it. I saw it. I didn't see it in the theater, but I saw it the year it came out. Probably rented it from Blockbuster back when that was a thing. And I watched it then with my wife, and again I watched it 2 nights ago again with my wife, as I do.
For the younger audience, Blockbuster was this great invention. It was a large store with all sorts of videos and video games, and sometimes you had like snacks like popcorn and Sour Jacks.
Oh, I love Sour Jacks. Actually, I have some right here.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Little Foley work of Sour Jacks, a bag of Sour Jacks.
But you would rent these like a physical movie, and then
like a red box,
pay for it and take it home.
It's like a red box.
Watch it.
Yeah.
God forbid you didn't rewind.
Oh yeah, if you didn't rewind, you had to pay.
And bring it back.
They would charge you $1. They would legit put $1 charge on your account. That was real.
It was real.
Here's a funny quick anecdote for you. The owners of Netflix actually went to Blockbuster within the first couple of years of Netflix existence and said, "Hey,
buy us.
Would you like to buy us?" And so you can have like the corner market on renting videos via in-store and online. And Blockbuster said, renting videos online will never work. Oops. Anyway. So then I watched it the other night, and I was kind of bored. And
okay, all right, interesting.
I like musicals. I like them all right.
Really?
So I like musicals. I don't have a problem with people randomly singing and other people randomly joining in, and the guy from the street knows the choreography. I don't care about that. I can suspend my disbelief. I like Star Wars. That's as fantasy as a musical, so why not, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love Tim Burton. Love me some Tim Burton. Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorite movies. And the Batman and the Big Fish and like all these movies I love of his, and I don't have a problem with the storytelling, unlike you two, Sam, which is fine. Mm-hmm. And I like Beetlejuice and others. But I was bored. I mean, I liked the music doesn't bother me. I like the musical fine, but like I'm kind of with you. It's like if I have to hear the word Joanna one more time, I'm gonna kind of want to throw up a little bit.
I applauded when he got his ass handed to him.
Well, and like he sees this girl through a frosted window pane, and automatically falls in love.
And she's in her affection is reciprocated.
Yeah,
it's not like
it's a little far fetched, like, even for romantic musicals in my mind.
You know what I have to say to you and Sam, Sean?
What's that, Andrew? Please tell me. Please,
there's a hole in the world,
place.
like a great black pit, and it's filled with people who are full of shit.
Yeah.
So,
what's your point?
Go ahead.
Are you implying that Sam and I are full of shit because we don't like this movie? Is that what you're implying, sir?
No, I think he's actually saying it.
Oh,
He's not implying anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're actively saying it. No, I'm okay with that. Sam, you and I will wallow in it because I don't know. It's like, so I know that Tim Burton, and I read the trivia. I can't remember if I capped it out or not, but like he wanted to make the movie. Yeah, here it is. I'm actually going to read part of the trivia. Tim Burton insisted that the film be bloody, as he felt stage versions of the play, which cut back on bloodshed, robbed it of its power. For him, quote, I don't know what he sounds like, but I'm just going to make him a voice. Everything is so eternal with Sweeney that the blood is like his emotional release. It's more about catharsis than it is a literal thing, end quote. I don't know what that voice is. I just made it up. But so here's this very dark, very visceral, very emotional movie about revenge. And
it really is a dirty city.
And right. I mean, it's the Detroit of its time.
Yeah, London is definitely the Detroit during that time.
Diana Prince said it was really
well.
No, she even said
it was ugly.
Yeah, she said it was ugly too. She's like, "What an ugly city," and that
the Industrial Revolution didn't really do much for cosmetics.
No, it didn't. No, and so anyway, but like
unless you cake on the makeup like they did.
Well, sure.
Just those two.
You know
the way.
But like, so you got this dark, hard movie. You know, you got the kind of Romeo and Juliet thing over there, sort of, kind of. But then you got like super creepy Alan Rickman spying on his sort of daughter who he kidnapped. Now he wants to marry, which is super creepy. And then you do the blood spray thing like it's Hobo with a Shotgun or Army of Darkness. So are we being silly or not? Like, I can't tell. So that part kind of annoyed me a little bit. I don't know. So, and here's another part, 100% my own issue. I'm watching the movie and I'm watching Sacha Baron Cohen, which again, everyone in this movie is everyone in this movie is a horrible person. There is literally 3 non-horrible people. That's Joanna, Blondie McBlonde kid, and the little bitty kid.
Even he's an alcoholic though.
He's an alcoholic who eventually becomes a murderer. So
Leave
really,
the ball.
Do what?
Leave the ball.
Yeah.
Leave the bottle.
Yeah, he's gonna drink us out of house. So like everyone else is horrible, right? We have not only is Sacha Baron Cohen a horrible person, we have to remind you that he is by when he's sharpening his blade, he's like hitting the kid and then he beats the kid and then like all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're okay with the justification of Todd killing him. But like everyone in this movie is like just completely the worst people ever. Every person in that room when Alan Rickman is judging this kid to be hanged by the neck, not one person said, "Really? He's a kid. He's 8. Like, what is his crime?" Like, really? You are all horrible people. So like Andrew said, the world is full of shit or whatever. It's a big black hole and full of whatever.
Well, and my thing with that too is the people he starts to kill in his spree that he was doing, we don't know their backgrounds.
Hold on. You mean in the shit in the of killing?
Yes, in the montage.
Yeah. Okay.
And it shows that one person with his family there that he kept alive, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know if those people are just off the street or if he has reason to kill him.
Right.
Maybe it was just after talking to him, like, hey, so
how could he talk to him? He was singing.
You got family or something?
I think what happened is
they gonna miss you.
I think what happened is he and his father were on a cruise ship or on a yacht, and his father committed suicide and left him a book and said, "These are the people I want you to kill."
Oh, Arrow, got it.
Okay. And he got trained on an island somewhere when the ship went down.
Yeah, they disgraced the city of London, and he had to become an excellent barber on an island.
I actually own season 1 on DVD. Nice. It was on sale.
Check that box off in your Cheapseat Review bingo.
That's right. Oh yeah, Chad. By the way, we started a bingo card, and one of them is Sean owns it. This is not one that I own, so
I own it.
just gonna say that. Well, you don't count.
Yeah, so I don't know. The songs were too long
That's what she said.
Oh,
in my mind.
Really?
Well, the whole movie was too long.
it was actually under 2 hours, which
I know.
was good. But here's the funny thing I was mentioning earlier about Sacha Baron Cohen. I totally got his role in this movie mixed up with his role in Les Mis. So like,
I guess, yeah.
I kept waiting for him to be the bar owner. I was so confused. Like I looked at my wife and said, I thought he owned a restaurant and was like with her and singing. Is that not a thing? And she's like, that's Les Mis. Oh. Well, what about this other thing? Still Les Mis. Okay. So clearly I have misremembered this entire movie.
Well, at the end of the day, they all get jumbled up,
All right.
like in a meat pie.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Lovett's meat pie.
See what it did there? At the end of the day, which is your song that was stuck in your head.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, that was stuck in my head. Yeah, good job. Now it's back.
I did think that her song about the meat pies was really funny because basically she's singing about how crappy her pies are. No, I'm sorry. The worst pies in London. That's
the worst pies in London are great.
Yes.
As she's like hitting roaches and all that stuff. No, you're wrong. You're not wrong there. That part was actually pretty funny. And like,
I like
Johnny Depp's trying to talk and then he can't, and then she gives him something to drink and then it's awful. And then, yeah.
I liked it later on when, like, they're dancing around. I think this was actually in the Try the Priest, and they're dancing. He's holding a butcher cleaver, and she's holding a rolling pin, and it's kind of like this symbolic of, "I'll get your meat for you, and I'll cook it for you."
Right.
So it was like this perfect murder.
Yeah,
team.
it was a perfect team kind of a thing. Yeah.
All you'd have to do was trim some fingernails, and you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Well, yeah. And
Or
again,
not even. Why put the fingers in there?
well, they're
Or
just,
at least grind the meat twice.
yeah. Man, they don't have time for that. They have so much business because they have the best marketing person in the world. That kid, all you got to do is get him singing, and dozens of people will flock to him. Like
I found his voice grating.
every businessman in London should rush to find this kid and pay him whatever he's worth. It's like I need you. Every politician would be like, "Hey, sing the laurels of my work, and I will pay you thousands of pounds and whatever." Just he started singing, crowds formed. It was amazing.
Yeah.
His voice was fine. His voice didn't bother me. His singing voice was fine. His talking voice was a little annoying, but
I could see why Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to slap her around.
jeez. And the kid that played Anthony, whatever, I don't know why, but he annoys me. He has this like, this is gonna be so mean, but he has kind of a dopey face look about him all the time. Like he was in the Twilight movie, and
Who is this, Blondie?
Yeah, Blondie tall guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a CC boy.
He I don't know if you remember, Sam, but Starz Network came out with this idea. We're going to create this show called Camelot, and we're going to do a telling of Camelot, but more with less of the mystical and more of the conceptual and realistic. And he was King Arthur, and the what's his name? Voldemort's brother, who we saw in Enemy at the Gates, was Merlin. And whatever. And, of course, it was on Starz. There was a lot of sex and boobies and stuff like that. And the show was doing well until something called Game of Thrones came along. And no one has heard of Camelot since. So, but my wife and I watched Camelot until I discovered Game of Thrones. And I'm like, nah, I'm done. And then I quit Game of Thrones. like a bad habit or something.
I'm sorry you did, because it is amazing.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk to me about it, you can. You can tell me about it. I don't care. So it's not like if you ever have the urge to just say, Sean, you should hear what happened, you can do that to me because I don't care. You know, I'm like, you're not going to spoil anything. So,
Jon Snow dies.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I knew that. Like the internet freaked the hell out when that episode happened. That was pretty funny. Or spoiler, I guess, for those who haven't seen that episode.
Sorry.
I read that part of the book. So anyway. Alan Rickman was great. Timothy Spall is creepy. And the Joanna girl.
Was he the Beetle?
Yeah, he's the Beetle. Timothy Spall. He's
also known as that one character as the
rat.
Did he turn into a rat?
Rat.
Yeah, he's a rat.
The rat.
Wormtail.
Wormtail. There you go.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you're not wrong about the Harry Potter connections. I mean, there's actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. I know of 4. There might be, I think that's it. It's just the 4. Because, Helen Bonham Carter. I mean, it's still a lot. Helen Bonham Carter, Alan Rickman, Timothy Spall, and that Blondie kid I was just talking about.
Where was he?
He was in Deathly Hallows. He's the flashback. He's the young version of Grindelwald. Which is kind of ironic because who else is cast in this movie who is cast as Grindelwald? I guess spoiler if you've not seen Fantastic Beasts. So anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, okay. I don't know what else to say. I got a couple of movie quotes or movie clips. I mean, they're it's a musical, so like I didn't know how it was going to translate for the show, being a musical.
It was in English.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right. I don't have to do Google Translate. I didn't know how I don't know how to say it. I didn't know how it was going to sound, having singing and stuff. So I didn't capture a whole lot. So
it kind of sounds like this.
Blah, all over my microphone. All right. Oh, wow! Somebody
Sorry, that's my joints.
your joints. I was actually going to make a chiropractic joke, so I'm glad you beat me to it. All right, I got to record the if you're going to say the name of your movie.
Well, can't say the years have been particularly kind to you, Mr. Barker.
No, not Barker. That man is dead. It's Todd now. Sweeney Todd. And he will have his revenge.
How did he get the name Sweeney Todd? He was like, Todd. Yeah, I like that. It's a great little town outside of Boone. Todd. Sweeney. Like swine, but not. Sweeney Todd.
He's sitting there going, Todd. I like that town outside of Boone, so Todd would be my last name. Sweeney. I really like that football coach at Clemson. What's his name? Dabo? Sweeney? Yeah, okay. Sweeney Todd. Got it. That's exactly what he did.
Exactly what I did.
It is a weird name, but whatever. Here's one he did. He pulled out his Captain Jack.
My arm is complete again.
There you go. Little Captain Jack. Well, and of course, he filmed this immediately after doing At World's End. So, not that.
Is it bad that I say that every time I go to the bathroom?
At World's End? This is how the world dies.
No.
I will say this about...
My arm is complete again.
Oh, your arm is complete again. Here. I will say this about Johnny Depp. The fact that he can sing in a British accent is still pretty impressive for a dude from Kentucky.
Like, imagine Mitch McConnell doing that.
No.
Can you imagine Kermit the Frog doing that?
Oh, my gosh. Anyway.
Mitch McConnell does remind me of a Muppet.
No,
I feel you, Joanna, no health care for you. Sorry.
Oh, Chad's bringing it to a whole new level. All right.
But too true.
And maybe we'll finally get some emails. There we go.
I doubt it.
Please send all of your hate mail to thegrave
send an email to whatever. You know,
Chad
I'm
Evans
still
at
mad
the
that we've
Grave.
only ever gotten one piece of
6
hate
feet
mail.
under. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm still mad we've only ever gotten one piece of hate mail.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know, right? I figured a podcast of our quality deserves more than just the one. I did make a joke.
No bad reviews on iTunes either, which is sad.
No, but I think it's because all the people that reviewed us are friends with us. So,
that's true.
I don't think any of them were strangers.
Do you get strangers that come and listen to the show?
I assume
yeah.
so. We
are a hit in. Where are we a hit in?
Well, not about a hit, but our North Carolina is our most recorded state, downloaded state. California is our second. And that's not, I don't know anyone in California, so.
Well, that's because studio executives are listening to our podcast to help them make decisions in the movies they're making.
I'm sure that's it exactly. What do these four idiots have to say about Wonder Woman? Oh, Sean's opinion about the Justice League really is going to make us, or break us. But we also have a Canadian listener, several consistent Canadian listeners, and several consistent English, like Britain, listeners. So for you, those who are listening to us in England,
please send help.
If you think this is, if
we have your health care.
If you believe or know that Sweeney Todd is a real story, I'd love to hear from you.
Okay.
Everything I read.
Sean doesn't believe me. I was in London not more than a month ago, and my tour guide, whose name was Trudy, who called me a flopsy bopsy.
That's because that's what you are.
Well, while you were there, did you go in? Did your accent kind of slip out?
No.
Oh, you
sure?
Oh, you probably could have passed for one.
I didn't want to offend anybody inadvertently.
Oh, you could have passed.
My students did when we were in Paris, and he was going around going, ha ha.
Well, yeah, that's racist. But if you would have walked into a pub and ordered a pint and said it in your accent, no one would have ever thought you American.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's that believable.
You've got too good a teeth, boy.
Got his summer teeth in.
Wow. All right. Remember, that was Chad, who is not a regular on the show, who said that.
Sorry.
No, you're not. What was I going to say? I can't remember. Anyway.
You can edit that out in post.
No, I can't. I mean, I can, but I won't. That was nice. What? That was nice. He didn't kill the man with his wife. Oh, yeah, that was right. I did make the joke that they got a dead body to deal with. Cook him. Okay, I guess they just watched Fried Green Tomatoes.
Look at the size of this stove. We could put like 3 bodies in here.
Yeah. I also laughed out loud when he was wearing his Beetlejuice swimming outfit. That was kind of funny.
He was so enthused with that too.
It was funny. I even like in her daydream that he still hates life and everything. I thought that was pretty funny. Just about broke something. Killing strangers is okay, but betraying the man who saved you and his love with his daughter. What? Oh, but betraying. Yeah. So so Sweeney Todd, he's not honestly, he's not even a likable character because he was willing to sacrifice blondie-haired dude for an opportunity to get back at Rickman.
Yeah.
And this guy saved your life, right? Like he found him on whatever island and rescued him basically and then brought him back to London. So you literally owe this man everything that you now have, and you're willing to completely screw him for an opportunity to kill Rickman. Like that, just.
But isn't that's the whole theme of this thing? Is that revenge is
a dish
so
apparently best
that
served with meat pies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it's just whatever. It's just, there's no likable characters. I also thought it interesting that if you're a killer in the movie, you have gray makeup around your eyes, like gray eyeshadow, because Depp had it and she had it at the whole movie, and then the boy had it after he killed Depp. So,
I never noticed it. I'll have to never watch this movie again.
yeah, when you don't watch it, go back and look at it. I was in the middle of clippy clip. Sorry. What was I playing? I love this bit. Here we go.
I think there's been some mistake.
I think not. You gandered at my ward, Joanna. You gandered at her. Yes, sir, you gandered.
I meant no harm.
Your meaning is immaterial. Mark me. If I see your face again on this street, you'll rue the day you were born.
Well, go ahead and start
story. No gandering.
I'm pretty sure he said almost those exact lines in a Harry Potter movie. Obviously not the gandering part, but the rest of it, I'm pretty sure.
You gandered at my gonda on the over yonder.
I love that phrase, you gandered, and he uses it 3 times. And then not only does the kid go back to the street, he sings of his love and how he's going to rescue her out loud. Anyway, that's fine.
Don't you do that?
Damn kids putting everything on Facebook.
Right. And the only part of the movie where I really laughed, I laughed at the PJ or his bathing suit, but this made me laugh out loud, so I recorded it. And it's the only singing part that I got.
Wanna buy a bowl,
What is this?
What is this?
Smells like piss.
Smells like ew.
Looks
Oh,
like
didn't touch
piss.
it if I was you, dear.
This is piss. Piss with ink.
Piss with ink.
Piss with ink. How many times can we get the word piss into a song? I love it.
This is piss.
This is piss. Piss with
I laughed when the bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Because it was like a combination of a it
was a water balloon.
Bag
Yeah, it was like a meat sack or something,
yeah. Water balloon and a chip bag.
Yeah, that's a good description. Maybe dropping a watermelon from 16 feet or something like that,
No, not that at all.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot you were.
No, you are wrong, sir.
I forgot you're the Foley artist in this group.
you damn right.
And then her defense. So Helen Bonham Carter is found out that she actually knew that his wife was alive, and that when he kills his wife and is saddened by it, he blames Carter because he believes she was dead. And he said, "You told me she died." And she's like, "No, I didn't tell you she died. I told you she drank poison."
Whoopsie.
So like, technically, it's not a lie. Like, okay, lie by omission, you're going in the oven. So, yeah.
So was Blondie there? Girl Blondie, crazy Blondie. So was she raped?
Oh yeah,
at that party?
I believe so. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Because again, we got to make sure we know that Alan Rickman's a horrible person. He's got to roofie her and rape her in front of people, kind of eyes wide shut kind of ways. See, there goes Andrew playing with his microphone again. He's going to drop it, as he does.
Well, at least I had the decency to mute it before I slammed it down on the counter.
Thank you. Oh, my gosh. Okay, here we go.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
Helena Bonham Carter was pregnant throughout filming and with her and Tim Burton's second child. And she insisted accurately that the size of her breasts notably changes throughout the film as filming was done out of sequence. And I read that while I don't normally do trivia while watching the movie, but I got bored, so I did. And I mentioned it to Sarah, and we look up, and literally it was the scene with the beach, and she's got like normal sized boobs. And then we go to the next scene, and they're friggin' huge again. So she's like, "No, she's right." So when you notice it, it's actually kind of funny. Sam Mendes was originally attached to direct with Russell Crowe in the title role. Would have been awful.
Well, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah, that would have been terrible. Because he was terrible as police chief.
He was not good in Les Mis.
No.
He was terrible in Les Mis.
He doesn't sing very well.
At all.
Tim Burton insisted. Oh, I said that. Helena Bonham Carter rehearsed her songs while practicing baking techniques in order to perfect the quick syncopated rhythm of the music. There you go. That's all the trivia, because most of the trivia is related to like the stage play and the fact that this movie has been in talks to be made for like 15 years. Mm-hmm. And so there was a list of every actor ever that was going to be cast as the lead. I mean, it was literally a list of like 22 guys.
Oh.
And so I was like, not going to do all that. So
out of all of them, Johnny Depp was probably the best?
Well, no, it was, again, not out of all of them. It was whenever it was time to actually make the movie, this movie. He was cast.
You know, Tarantino has a crush on women's feet. Burton has a crush on Johnny Depp.
Well, and it was funny because in some of the trivia I did read, it was like Tim Burton, of course, wanted Johnny Depp. The director of the stage show, Broadway musical, had direct input with the movie and said, Johnny Depp's voice is too rock and roll. And so when Johnny Depp did an audition tape, he was sold. So Tim Burton wanted him, and then the other guy had to approve it. And then there's another piece in here talking about how Helena Bonham Carter didn't want there to be any kind of nepotism going on. So she didn't audition for him, Tim Burton. She sent, I think, 15 different audition tapes to the Broadway musical director, and he cast her. It was his decision. So, anyway. Yes. Anne Hathaway was almost cast as Joanna, but Tim Burton wanted somebody else.
Blondie McBirdface.
Girl that no one has ever heard of ever since.
Then it really would have been Alice in Wonderland's cast.
Kind of. Mm-hmm. Here we go. I mentioned it, I might as well go ahead and say it. This film has been in development for over 25 years. At one point in time, hundreds of actors were considered to play Sweeney Todd, including William Hurt, Michael Douglas, Harrison Ford, Dustin Hoffman, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Richard Dreyfuss, Gene Hackman, Robert Redford, Jack Nicholson, Steve Martin, Tim Curry, which would have been Sam's favorite, Kevin Kline, and Warren Beatty, and many more.
Joe Pesci.
So, he's probably the only one that couldn't have done it.
Let me give you a shave.
Yeah. whatever. Okay, whatever.
Give me a shave. Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. It's fine.
Get a shave here. Okay. All right.
Your Pesci is horrible.
You're just realizing this now.
I just want to go on the record, and if you're recording this,
I am.
I just want to go ahead and say this.
Oh shit! Oh,
yeah. No, we haven't been recording for the past 45 minutes.
Damn it! Got to record.
And Russia, if you're hearing this, we'd love you to be able to find Sam's sense of humor.
I did not know where you were going with this. I was like, get the rooster tail ready. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to play the recasting game. I mean, it's been 10 years. Do we want to recast this movie? I don't know.
No,
honestly,
I don't want to see it again.
I don't want to spend the effort to do it. Andrew, I'll leave it up to you. You and Chad like the movie. What do you think? You want to do the game?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Soundtrack.
I would like to see it with William Shatner
as what?
As the boy.
You, sir, would you like a bottle? I can't talk. I can't do a Shatner. It would be awful. It would be truly awful. Shatner's no. No,
Tim
I don't.
Curry as the Beetle.
I can actually see
that would work.
I can actually see
I can see. Yeah,
because he's kind of hairy and fat now, anyway. So yeah, that works. And gross.
See, what about?
Helen Mirren as Joanna.
Okay, now we're just getting weird. All right, here we go. Soundtrack grade. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna write. I miss Tim Burton. I don't know. I mean, it's a musical, so obviously somebody else wrote the music. I liked it. I thought the music itself was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. So anyway, there you go. That's what I wrote. What here? What? Oh, here we go.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Here we go. Top 3. Chad, have you heard that before? I don't know if you.
No, that's a new one for me.
That's new. Yeah. That's our new top 3 line.
I approve.
I'm glad. Movie musicals, to be sure. And Andrew, if you will go once you're done, whatever doing the Foley work you're doing. Don't mute yourself. You go first.
I thought I was muted. Who knows what I said? All right. Sometimes I think things and then I think that I said them out loud. So I don't know what I said and what I thought.
Yeah. I can get you really in trouble with your wife because I've done the same thing. What do you mean you didn't? I know I told you that I'm going to be gone next week. Oh, sorry.
Okay. So I have an honorable mention of On the Town with Frank Sinatra.
Wait, hang in there, Andrew. Just 1 second. Sam, what do you mean? Did you come in and edit my script?
What are you talking about?
Seriously.
I think I did that last night.
Why don't they count?
Because they're not musicals.
Yes, they are.
We'll talk about it here in a second.
Okay, Andrew.
Okay. I'm sorry. Back to where I was.
Yeah, sorry. I just saw it. Sam's going in and messing up my script.
Honorable mention, On the Town, Frank Sinatra, Gene Kelly.
Okay.
It's very fun. If I could count Sweeney Todd, it would be number 2, but I'm going to not play that game.
You have to abide by the rules set forth in the.
Yeah. So number 2 will be Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder.
All right.
And number 1, one of my favorite musicals of all times that I watch at least twice a year, is The Producers. Nathan Lane.
I can't believe I forgot that one.
What's his face? I can't think.
Okay.
Matt.
No, the old one, not the new one, right?
No, the new one.
No, the new one.
Like the
Matt
new one? Matthew
Foley.
Matthew Broderick.
Matthew
there
Broderick.
we go.
Broderick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Timon.
Nathan Lane.
Yeah, Nathan Lane. Yeah.
Uma
Not
Thurman.
Pumbaa. Nathan Lane. Yeah. Timon. Okay, cool. Chad.
I'm going to give, let's see, as my number 3, I'm going to go with Rocky Horror.
Say that again. Your internet pooped out on you.
Oh, am I at an hour now?
No. Oh.
It must be.
You're right. I forgot about that. Is it ready to transform?
There we go.
What? Am I there?
No, you're fine, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Never seen it.
I've got a great show here.
Really?
Never seen it. Still haven't.
Never seen
it.
Oh, wow.
You've been serious?
So is that on your list of shame there?
Not really. From everything I've been told about it, it's really not that important of a thing to watch. Like, oh, you should watch it, but
what?
But it's a cult classic.
It is a cult classic.
Yeah, man.
That doesn't mean that it's good.
No, it doesn't, and you probably means it's bad. But at the same time,
I just
it's
haven't.
really not a good, but it's one of those. It's like
you get to see Whitey Tidies going everywhere.
Yeah. Damn it, Janet.
I saw enough vandalism in my building because of that movie. I'll watch it. I just haven't. It's not that I don't want to. I just haven't.
Vandalism.
Yeah, we did
Bryce.
We did a viewing party of it a couple of Halloweens ago when I was still back in Charlotte, and a handful of people were very, very drunk, and one of them decided decided to take off one of the fire extinguishers in the building and spray the entire hallway with a fire extinguisher. So that was my Friday night. I was like on the phone with the police, pulling up camera footage while home my son was like 1 at the time. So anyway, again, it was a
I hope
horrible
I hope he was okay. The guy who sprayed all that stuff.
he was just super drunk. I mean, they found him eventually. And he spent the night in jail. And
Oh, man.
They I think
kid.
mainly to sober up. And maybe to scare him of like, this is what you shouldn't do kind of a thing. But anyway, again, I haven't seen it, but
you gotta save it for the building manager's office. You don't spray it out in the public areas. You do it in the office of the person who runs the building.
Well, he couldn't have done that because those doors were locked.
Last I checked, it's still my turn.
Last I checked, you quit the podcast.
Oh,
I'm reclaiming my time.
Script.
Go ahead, Chad.
All right. So, whatever is lowest place, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Number 3.
And
got it.
then I'm going to throw out. I mean, there's so many really, really good ones. I'm going to throw this out for debate. The Blues Brothers.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
No.
Why?
Is that a musical?
No.
Yes.
Why isn't it a musical?
Because it doesn't have music.
They freaking sing.
The whole thing is about a band. They're getting the band back together.
And they sing.
Yeah.
And dance.
I will not allow it.
What? First of all, we've never cared about your allowance of anything on this show.
Does the music drive the movie?
Yes.
The whole premise
Is
of the
the
movie.
plot of the movie impacted by the music?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you seen the movie?
I think I would have some people who would argue against that.
What is
And they would be
the
wrong.
Definite.
They probably voted for
We should
Trump.
get Andrew Lejeune on here. That's like his favorite movie of all time. He would know.
I'm not saying it's not a good movie. I love the movie. I'm just saying it's not.
I'm going to text him right now. What is it? I'm going to text him
This
right now.
Dead Space is brought to you by
No, hey, Chad,
Twitter.
you keep going. I still say, what a musical having a play or movie in which singing and dancing play an essential part. Musicals developed from light opera. Oh, whatever. So, a play or movie in which singing and dancing play an essential part, which is what Blues Brothers is, and the 2 movies I picked.
No. We'll talk about your movies here.
All right. Let's call that 2A. All right. So as a 2 proper, we'll go out and then we'll say Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Does that meet your specifications, Mr. Vector?
Oh, absolutely. The music drives the plot.
I thought the big plant drove the plot.
Because, well, he says...
No.
Again,
plant
you're saying the phrase...
in the pot.
You're saying the music drives the plot. There is no movie except like the movie Sing in which the movie physically drives the plot. The music is part of the storytelling mechanism. It's not what physically drives the plot. The plot is the story and what the actual story of the movie is. And in fact, Blues Brothers is more of that because it's a movie about a band. They're about music.
No.
So your definition is incorrect, or your word.
However, now that I get to thinking about it, I am going to say that the music that they sing doesn't necessarily advance.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I can't argue. I don't know if I can argue both sides.
It's not Andrew Lejeune's number anymore. Shoot, I just sent some random person. He got a new phone number. I just sent some dude in Boone a text about Blues Brothers.
Man,
he's gonna
interrupting my toe key.
Yeah, that dude's gonna be pissed whenever he sees that. All right, I got his new number here. All right.
Well, while Sean's doing that, I'll go ahead and give you my all musical list would be remiss if you did not include this honorable mention, which would be The Sound of Music.
The Hills Are Alive.
The Hills are indeed alive, and climbing every mountain is
just like
to escape the Nazis.
The Auf Wiedersehen and Goodbye song is driving the plot of them leaving. Right after the show to walk over the mountains and find their way.
Yeah, which leads me to my number one, which would be I Want to Live in America. I want to live and singing songs about Maria. I just met a girl named Maria. Spoiler alert, it's West Side Story.
Spoiler alert, yeah. Very cool. All right.
This dead air is brought to you by McDonald's, making people fat since 19. Who cares?
We'll go watch the new movie with Michael Keaton, and you'll find out. Andrew, not Andrew, Sam.
What?
Sorry.
All right, now we can get down to some real stuff here. All right.
So Sam, you have one vote in your favor from Steve Everett, who is a musician and classically trained musician who says Blues Brothers is not a musical.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask him about my movies.
As opposed to the three classically trained musicians in this podcast at this point in time.
Two. You and Andrew.
I trust Stephen more than I do.
Well, you're classically trained for at least a year and a half.
Yeah, I was. Well, yeah. I mean, I do have musical parents too, but apparently my opinion doesn't matter according to Sam.
No, never more. What was I talking about? Oh, my choices. My number 3 is Les Mis.
Okay.
The new one I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Moulin Rouge.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And my number 1 is the classic Beauty and the Beast. Honorable mentions, of course, goes to the classics, My Fair Lady, Singing in the Rain, all those stuff. I still enjoy those as well.
Oh, My Fair Lady. That's great.
Mm-hmm. I used to, when I was 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I'd watch that all the time.
I missed like a lot of that for some reason, which is weird in my family. Like why we didn't watch that stuff.
You didn't watch that stuff? Really?
No, I've never seen
Weird.
Singing in the Rain. I've never seen My Fair Lady. I've never seen Streetcar Named Desire, which is not a musical. Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
Right.
I've never seen a lot of that stuff. I just haven't seen them. I've seen Sound of Music 1,400 times. So, okay. So I'll tell you what, Sam, in the interest of non-arguments, I'm going to change up mine a little bit. Because
well, tell us what you had there before you change it to something else.
I still think Tarzan is one because they're singing in the movie.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
it's
are.
not a classic Disney musical. You got the overhead singing of what's his face.
Phil Collins
but
is
that's
singing, but like the band, the animals are playing instruments and stuff, and they're driving the plot.
But I don't believe they're singing.
Well, no, but not all musicals have singing. They're still just music. They're playing. So, okay, you say no to Tarzan, which I think is one, but fine, it's not. And then my second one was Pitch Perfect, which I love, but apparently, of course, according to you, is not, which I still think it is. Because, again, the whole...
No. Yeah, I could see that.
They're singing and dancing at random.
Yeah.
Like they all know the choreography.
But it doesn't drive the plot.
Yes, it does. The freaking plot is them singing.
The whole movie's about them singing.
Like that's the point of the movie is them singing.
I wish our listeners could actually see Sean like explaining this. There's a vein in his forehead that is literally about to burst.
Well, in fairness,
the rest of us, when we do this podcast, we sit far away from our cameras.
Yes, in case
Sean likes to get right up in the so we can see his vein when he gets angry.
Damn it, Tarzan, it's a musical!
I'm never getting invited back.
Well, no, and the fun part is like it's been a while since Sam and I have had a good little row on the show.
Yeah, and I think this is a good. I mean, you can see either side, and I can see your side. I just disagree with it.
I know you always do. That's okay. Steven agrees with you too. I said, what about Pitch Perfect? He said no, and I said yes, it is. He just said ha 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 ha. So the only one that apparently, according to you, that's actually a musical on my list is Newsies.
Yeah, I'll give you that one,
which I love. So
Seize the Day.
That was what's his name? Early aged.
Yeah, it was very young Batman.
Christian Bale, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that movie. So then I'm
Anybody
gonna.
seen,
sorry, go ahead. Nightmare Before Christmas is going to be my number 2. And
Okay, I'll give you that.
because that's my poster is literally right in front of me, so that's the only reason why I thought of it. And my number 3 will be Jurassic Park the musical. I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to figure.
How can you make? Well, the dinosaurs are singing to each other, so technically.
Although technically, when they're in the tree.
Yep. See, I knew it.
And the sauropods out there are calling to each other. They said that. I believe one of them does say they're singing to each other.
Yeah, that's why.
And then they blow snot over the kid.
Oh, there's no snot in musicals, according to Wikipedia. I'm just teasing. What about Pirates of the Caribbean? Because they start the movie off by singing. But Pirates of the Caribbean 3, I mean. And they sing.
No, because you got to have more than one.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
They sing later.
They do sing later. They sing.
Very
he sings
slowly.
at the very end. He says, "And really bad eggs.
Drink up, meaty.
And then they go into music. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, here we go. That was fun. Emails. Out of 10.
and
Andrew.
folks, who's right here? Is Sean like usual? Is he wrong?
Like usual.
Did anybody see
Andrew
the
finally.
movie,
Andrew's chiming back in. Okay, hang in there.
movie / musical La La Land that was just
Oh, that was actually really
I enjoyed
good.
the heck out of that one too.
Okay, that's my number 3.
Okay.
He says, never really thought about it, but I guess I'd say yes. Andrew Lejeune, the classically trained musician, yes. At
Yes, on
first
which
glance,
one?
it's just a movie with a great soundtrack, but what makes it different is that there are so many songs sung by the characters themselves. I categorize it as a jukebox musical as there aren't any songs that are original to the movie.
I could see that.
So, Lawyer.
Sort of like Pitch Perfect is a jukebox musical.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. If you term it in that way, I could say yes. That is a jukebox musical. Whereas Moulin Rouge is almost a jukebox musical.
Yeah, because it's all covers.
Mm-hmm. Except for only one song is original.
Which one? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but I know there was that, like the love song between the two of them or whatever.
Right. I think it's called Joanna, right? And that's what it's called?
Oh, God.
Sorry. And it's Come What May, right? It has to be that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joanna. See, now that's like stuck in my head with
It's annoying, isn't it?
the Roxanne from Toto.
Roxanne!
No, not that one. No, not Roxanne. What's it called?
No?
No, there's no. Toto
Rosanna.
does a Rosanna.
You don't have to put on that red light.
Yep. Anyway, that's your Toto reference of the night. I love Toto. Sweeney Todd. So the way we have this actually categorized. Oh wait, we have. I forgot to read. I can't talk. I forgot to do. No. Corny. Damn it.
Oh yeah, Corny.
Corny.
Right.
His top 3 is
Still around.
Rent. Number 3, 2, The Little Mermaid, and 1, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and then he says, Suck It. So, there you go.
Never heard of that
That's a
one.
good musical.
I just thought of another musical that's like awesome. I think it doesn't get nearly the amount of playtime and talk time that it deserves. This musical is called Paint Your Wagon.
Oh, you're being serious?
Never heard
I'm
of
being
it.
very serious. Paint Your Wagon. It's a Western.
I mean, obviously, it sounds like one on the
Musical.
way to the frontier.
Starring none other.
Oh, wait. It's got Clint Eastwood in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
I knew that.
It does.
Does he sing?
Yeah, he does.
Sings.
My
Does
dad
he sing
has,
well?
My dad has talked about that. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Actually,
can
he does.
imagine him singing well.
In fact, I think we've all know music from that.
Whoa.
Like there's a song or something.
And
from
Lee
that.
Marvin is also in it.
Marvin!
And Gene Seberg. Blah, blah, blah.
Is that Steven Spielberg's brother?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
It's set in a mining camp in Gold Rush era California named No Name City.
Ooh, sounds scary.
No Name City. No Name City.
Start in a tranquil location.
Really?
What in the world?
Stupid ads. Freaking YouTube. Oh, really?
That should be another one of our bingo squares.
Yeah, autoplay interrupts the podcast.
Here you go. Paint your wagon. All right, YouTube just kicked us off.
There was so many good musicals back then.
Yeah, another great one around that same time. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Seven Brothers, yep.
Great musical.
Fiddler on the Roof is good in its own right. I mean, some good stuff.
I'm surprised no one has said Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I decided against that.
Yeah,
I knew
yeah, probably out of spite or whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
Or Chicago.
Didn't like Chicago. I actually saw that one. I didn't like it. But only because I don't like Renee Zellweger. I think she's...
Oh, why?
I don't know. She's weird.
You're weird.
I know. That's fine. Cool. That was fun. Out of 10, again, the way my list goes is that because Andrew and Chad are in the same tier, I guess Chad will have to speak for Corny tonight. So, Andrew.
Chad and I are one.
Just scary.
Well, I can say that I do enjoy the movie very much, and I don't know, the story doesn't bother me. I think it's a great story. I think the acting is good. I didn't get bored at all. I think I enjoy the darkness of the movie, and I don't know. Maybe I'm emo, but I'm going to give this a 7.7 Joannas out of 10.
That made me lower my number.
I was actually thinking just for a second, if I had anyone named Joanna on my staff at work, I was going to have to go fire. Chad.
Well, you see,
I think he fell asleep.
Do we need a reprogram?
I'm trying to channel my inner
Andrew?
Cornelia.
Oh, Corny.
Oh, Corny. Oh, well, no. First thing you would say is, because usually when I ask him this, he usually pauses and go, "What do you want?"
What do you want?
Yeah, he'll usually say something like that, or "Hey, what's up?" or something like that. That's usually what he does.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a solid 7 straight razors.
Wow.
Okay.
To Sam's throat.
Oh.
Ouch. Not nice.
Nobody said it had to be nice.
That's true. I didn't. That's not in his contract. Sam.
As I just said before, I do not like this movie, and I was trying to go to our file in time to check to see where this is, but I'll probably have to give it a good. God, see, there's all these movies I like better than it. There we go. How about I hate to say it, a 3.9 out of 10.
Oh wow.
3.9 out of 10. I'd rather watch it than Zombievers. But I thought Monsters was a little better.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, it doesn't hit me, and I don't like the mumbling. And it felt like it mumble sang.
We listen to you mumble all the time.
So 3.7 you said?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Or I'd say 3.9, right?
Oh, 3, okay. I just wanted, I could, sorry. 3.9. Cool. All right. Fine. I'm not nearly that harsh on this thing. I'm going to give it a 5.5. It gets the benefit of having some actors that I like, and the music isn't bad, and I still like Tim Burton. I just got a little bored with it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I was talking to Andrew again. A person that most people that listen to the show have no idea who he is, though he makes the podcast
a lot.
A lot. And I was thanking him for his participation in tonight's show. He says, glad I could help, though admittedly I've never actually listened to the show. And I said, it's okay. You make the show often. And he said, oh, Lord, I can only imagine. And I said, it's usually good. And then he just put ... And I said, I may have told the Lord of the Rings story about how he made his roommate, Corny, pay for power and water that month so he could buy the extended edition Lord of the Rings.
I remember that.
And then
that was horrible.
But it's the extended edition.
Oh, man. Well, the best part, he'd already bought it. It wasn't like it was, hey, is it okay if I spend this money on this movie that we can watch together if you do this? It was, hey, Corny, I'm going to be short on power and water this month. Why? And then I say, because you just spent $70 on a movie. And Corny was working at the, and Corny knows this. He was working at the Walmart photo center. If he could have, would have jumped over the wall and punched him in the throat. But he did that later. So Andrew's response was, I still tell that one from time to time to illustrate how big.
I told the story the other day about how we had to move him out of his of that apartment up in the corner. You remember doing that?
I'm sorry. What was I totally zoned out? What'd you say? Yeah, sorry.
When we moved Corny and Andrew out of their apartment.
Oh yeah, and the nightmare that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how all the
Chad
dirty
and
dishes.
I may or may not have taken Andrew's 500-piece board game Axis and Allies and shaken it like a margarita mixer because he moved out before realizing that the apartment, he needed to be out of the apartment in 5 days, and Chad and I were quote-unquote paid to move him out without him there. So we exacted some of our own little revenge. Anyway, no one cares. That's our podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been a lot of fun. And I should have
next week.
Well, I should have asked you that before. Again, on the list, it's supposed to be 7 psychopaths. I don't know. I didn't know if you guys wanted to do.
We just did a psychopath movie,
right? So the movie after that would be Amadeus.
Ooh, I could do Amadeus.
So
Amadeus. Do
you want to do that next week?
I'm fine with that. I've never seen it.
The one after that is Superman the movie.
Or we can go back to 7 psychopaths. We'll see.
Yeah. So we'll say for now, Amadeus is our movie next week.
And can I put this into folks? If you are listening, we're getting close to the month of October.
Oh yeah,
which is usually our horror month.
That's the month where we have horrors on our shows.
Yeah. And if you're a marching band director, it's also a month of horrors. But I will probably be putting some horror movies on the website for you to vote on, except for Chad because he cheats.
The truth is out. The truth.
How did we get 700 votes for this movie? We only have 4 listeners.
Right.
Okay, I may have had all of my kids and other classes vote for that movie.
Of course you did.
See?
Not even surprised, you bastard. All right, so there we go. That's it. So yeah, gosh, that's like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. Yeah, it's 8 weeks away. So yeah, we'll start sending in your emails for you for horror films or Halloween themed movies, and we'll pick some stuff too to throw up on the website for you guys to vote on. In the meantime, what is that website? Well, that is cheapseatreviews.com.
There it is.
That's not the right clip. I was supposed to play this.
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
For our out of 10, and now I play this. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, cheapseatreviews.com is that website where you can check out old episodes and stuff like that. I don't think, Sam, you've not.
It's been a little while since I've updated.
No, that's fine. That's not what I was going to ask. It doesn't matter. Check out our Anchor app, which if you just go to iTunes and I guess I don't really know where else it is right now. I don't have control over that like I do this show. But there is another Cheapseat Reviews podcast out there. I just did a review for the Maze Runner and the Scorch Trials on Anchor. So go check that out if you like that kind of thing. It's little 5-minute reviews of movies that I watch. Leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube for this podcast, and where else you find your podcasts and stuff. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Cheapseat Reviews. Chad's making weird noises. And like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Cheapseat Reviews. Follow us on Twitter @CheapseatCast. That's it. Oh, yeah, and emails. If you want and wish to do so, you may send them to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. So on behalf of Corny, who is not here, but we miss him, Andrew Lejeune for his participation, Andrew Jemison, Sam, and of course, big thanks to Chad for coming out of the grave to participate with us. We really appreciate it, buddy. We miss you. And on that note, have a good night, and we will see you next time.